everybody, Anita here, and welcome to this week's episode of Topic Tuesday. This week, our topic was submitted by Fraulein224, and she wanted to know about the Thai language and how easy it was for me to learn it. Well, I haven't. Not really. I know a little bit of Thai, and I can say Put Thai Nit Noi, which means that I know how to speak a little bit of Thai. So a lot of times I'm asked, if I speak Thai, and that's my response is Put Thai Nit Noi. I should by now know a lot more of the language because I've been here for over 5.5 years. But being a Southern girl from North Carolina, we already naturally have our own accent, and I may not sound all that Southern to a lot of you, but I am. And I don't know if that has anything to do with me having a more difficult time in learning the language or not, but I think coming from North Carolina, we say words our own way. We have our own way of speaking in North Carolina. So that may have a factor in how difficult it's been for me to learn. I have just had the hardest time trying to learn the language. I know enough to pretty much get me through when it goes to, going out and trying to buy things that I need. Like I know the names of a lot of the things that I buy. Like one thing that I definitely had to learn right away was coffee. Considering my love for coffee, I needed to know how to say that. And I was already passionate about iced coffee, so I needed to know how to say that. So coffee, and if you're Thai and you're watching me right now, anything I say is supposed to be in Thai. If it doesn't sound right to you, I apologize now, but like I said, I'm a Southern girl, and this is how I'm hearing it. So coffee is cafe, and if I want iced coffee, it's cafe yin. So if I go for iced coffee and I'm going to order some, I say cafe yin. And I might be saying that wrong. I mean, I think most people will know that that's what I'm talking about, especially if it's a little coffee stand and I'm saying gape yin. I think they'll understand that that's what I mean. But the Thai language is based on tones. So everything has its own tone in the way you say it. So there are a lot of words that are almost the same exact word, but the tone changes in the word, and so therefore it completely changes what you're saying. And I think that's where I'm having my biggest trouble in learning the language, is understanding those tones. Because I tend to speak with a lot of inflection in my voice, and I'm very animated, so I'm always like up and down in the way I talk, and I'm kind of all over the place. But the Thai language is not really like that. There's a certain way that you're supposed to say the words, and if you don't say it right, you could be saying something way different than what you're trying to say. And I'm not even really sure I can give you good examples of that because I'm not good at it. Like the word, okay, for instance, like if you're talking about your mother, they say ma. Ma means mom or mother. Well, ma is also a word they use for dog. And then also ma, using a different tone, which I don't know, is also doctor. As well as there's another one that's ma that uses a different tone that means horse. So there, I think Jim said that there's like 5 words that looks like ma, but it's got 5 different tonal sounds, so it changes what the word is and what it means. So it could be you're talking about your mom, you could be talking about your dog, a horse, a doctor, and then I think there's one other one too. And I could be wrong. And again, if you're Thai and you happen to be watching this, I apologize, but I'm terrible at this. I have never been one to be able to learn languages. I've tried to learn languages in the past. Years ago, I tried to learn German, which Fraulein 224, she's German, so and I couldn't learn that language very well. I mean, I have just had a really hard time, and I'm so embarrassed because I have been here long enough that by now I should be able to hold a relatively decent conversation with a Thai person, and I can't. I cannot have a conversation with a Thai person if my life depended on it. I try to listen to what people say, which is how Jim says is the best way to learn the language. He says the best way to do it is just to listen to people talk. Well, I've tried that, but if I have absolutely no clue what they're talking about, I'm not really learning anything. I can maybe learn, a word or two here and there, as far as maybe, how to say a word. But if I don't know what that word means, what's the point? I think everybody has their own way of learning, and not everybody learns the same way. And I know that what works for one person may not work for another, and that seems to be the case for me, because it really worked well for him. He's half Thai, so he actually lived here years ago and went to school here to learn Thai. And even though he doesn't know the language 100%, he can have conversations with people. He can communicate with people fairly well when need be. And he went to school, and he said that for the first, I don't know how many months, you don't even say anything. You are just listening to them talk to you in Thai. They're just going about things and doing things, and you're watching what they're doing, and you're listening to what they're saying, and that's how you learn. And for me, I'm just not sure that that's going to work, because I've tried that, and I just have not been able to get it. I know how to say some things, like I said, gafe yen, I can say. I know how to say sawadee ka, which means, hello, it's a greeting. Kap kun ka is a thank you. And that's one other thing I should point out, is that it's different depending on if you're male or female. If you're female, you end it with ka. If you're a male, you end it with kap, which I don't think I'm saying right either. I think it's sort of pronounced crap. So it is just, I've never dreamed it would be this hard. I thought before I came here, I was trying to learn a few Thai words. I got one of those little online free things, like a free app that teaches you Thai, and it's very basic, obviously. And I was trying to learn with that, and I was thinking, oh, this shouldn't be that hard. And I thought for sure once I got here, I'd pick it up really easily. But it has not been easy at all. And I hate it, because I really want to be able to communicate with people. And it's very frustrating when I go somewhere, and most of the time when I go out, I'm by myself. And so there are times where, I need something, or I'm trying to ask about something, and we're just not communicating, and I have to call Jim and get him on the phone to talk to the people, and hope that maybe between the three of us we can figure it out. And it's just, it's horrible. I wish that I could learn. I wish I had someone that would teach me. And I know you're saying, well, why doesn't Jim teach you? Well, I've tried that too. And that doesn't seem to work either. Because he's very set in his way on, this is the Thai way of how you learn the language, and this is how it's supposed to be done. and it just doesn't work for me personally. And so we end up just butting heads, and he gets frustrated with me because he doesn't understand why I haven't learned it. He's like, why aren't you learning this? Why haven't you, picked this up yet? You should know the language by now. And I know his family probably thinks I'm just like, oh, is this girl an idiot? What's wrong with her that she hasn't learned this language yet? But I swear, I really have tried. I even got the Rosetta Stone Thai learning course to try to learn from that. And I learned some words from that because they'll show you, pictures of things and tell you, But the problem that I have is that what I'm hearing as the word is not how I'm pronouncing it. I think I'm pronouncing the word the way it's supposed to be pronounced. But then I'll like think I've learned something, and then I go out and I say it to the Thai person, and they look at me like, huh? Like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm going, oh my God, I'm saying it the same way. And then I'll be in the presence of a Thai person, and they'll speak it to me. They'll speak the word. I'll repeat it. And sometimes I'll repeat it and they'll say, they'll shake their head like, yes, that's it. But sometimes, even though I'm repeating it, and to me it sounds like I'm repeating it exactly the same way that they have said it to me, it's wrong. And they're like, no, and I'm going, oh. So, needless to say, after 5.5 years, I am horrible at the Thai language. I want so badly to learn how to speak it. I want so badly to be able to communicate with people and to have them understand what I'm trying to say, for me to understand what they're trying to say. And it's just, I really need someone that can work with me one-on-one and really explain to me, like in English, what this is in English and what it is in Thai. That's how I learn better. I'm better one-on-one with somebody. I'm better when somebody can say, in English, this is coffee. In Thai, it's gafe. Or, and I could be saying that wrong because, again, it's like, am I using the right tone? I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Because I just speak the way it seems natural for me, but it isn't the way that it's right when it comes to the Thai language because of the tones. So, I don't know what to do. I don't have the money to hire a tutor, or to go and actually go to school and be taught how to speak Thai. So, I'm really on my own trying to figure things out, and I'll go on to like Google Translate sometimes, and try to listen to how things are said, but it's really hard because it's like I say, I'll hear it being spoken and then I repeat it thinking that I'm saying it the way it was spoken, and it's still wrong. So I'm baffled. I'm just I don't know what to do to make it right. So it would help if I actually had someone face to face who could work with me on the tones and everything, and how to put together sentences, because that's something that I've not been able to figure out either, because they don't, in English we have our way of, saying a sentence, and in Thai different, they may say things backwards or not need as many words in between, like we'll, stick in extra words that they don't find necessary. It's like, you don't need to say all that, you just need to say this and this, this is this and this, and you want to say this, whatever. So, I don't know. If you're a Thai person watching this and you want to help me, I'd love your help. I've tried so many things. I mean, I've even, tried watching Thai videos, videos where they're teaching you Thai, and I still have a hard time because I can't, even watching a video, I'm not able to ask them, okay, say that again, and I don't really understand how you pronounce that one part of the word, or, to me it sounds like this, but, maybe it's not, or whatever. So, oh, it's embarrassing. It really is. I hate it when people ask me how long I've been here, because it's embarrassing to say I've been here as long as I have, and I can't speak more Thai than I do. So I could really use some help. I would love to actually be taught by, a Thai person that knows really good English, who can speak English really well, so that they can really explain to me, this is the English, meaning or word for this. This is the Thai meaning or word for this, and so that I can understand the connection. Because a lot of times, you may say something in Thai that's in a different order than what it would be in English, how you would say it in English. So therefore, I can't just put myself and say, okay, this word means that and that word means this, because that's how it was said in the sentence, because that may not be how it is. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. Because it could be backwards, this word that I think is that could be this word over here, I don't know. So I may have just confused the heck out of everybody watching this. But I'm hoping that at least gives you an idea of what it's been like for me living here in Thailand and trying to learn to speak the Thai language. And hopefully, maybe by me doing this video, someone out there that knows English and Thai can contact me or something, and maybe give me some pointers or help me out somehow. Because, like I said, I would really love to learn the language. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to live in someone else's country that speaks a different language, it's not up to them to learn your language, it's up to you to learn theirs. And I've always believed that, and I still believe that, being one of those people that now lives in a foreign country where they speak a different language. But it's frustrating not knowing it. So, anyway. So thank you all very, very much for joining me this week for Topic Tuesday. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comment section, as well as more topics for Topic Tuesday. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, here's how you do that. So thank you all very, very much. Have a good one, and we will see y'all later. Bye.